To your debt-free future. I'm here to help you. We've developed a system of debt repayment that doesn't require a HELOC or personal line of credit, a savings account, or even any disposable income. We will not ask you to pay more money toward your debt than you pay now. Let's begin by agreeing on one thing. With our economy in the state that it is, there is no such thing as good debt. We now realize that the past few years of prosperity have been nothing but an illusion. Years and years of excess consumption with little savings and dismal wage growth has left us all with a mountain of debt. We all hope that this economy will turn around soon, but it would be foolish to plan on a quick return to the excesses of the past. It's important for you to make some changes in your financial life to ensure that you're not one of the casualties of this new economy. Within the past 8 years, the total public and private U.S. debt has increased by $15 trillion. It went from $11 trillion in 1990 to $27 trillion in 2000, and in 2008 it's up to $53 trillion. If we distribute that debt over the U.S. population, each man, woman, and child owes $175,154, and our debt grows daily. The average U.S. citizen owes $8,000 in consumer debt. This is made up of 37% credit card type debt and 63% installment debt, which would be auto and student loans, recreational vehicle loans, or even things like vacation loans. In addition to the consumer debt, the average citizen has real estate debt of $69,227. How are you doing? The average citizen now owes $77,227. Do you owe more than that, or do you owe less? Are your finances out of control? Are you crippled by your debt? I hope you figured out that you can't borrow your way to prosperity or bail yourself out with additional borrowing. Can you continue to make the payments on your debt? Are you looking for help? Well, the government isn't going to be much help. They've spent all their money bailing out Citibank, GM, AIG, the list goes on and on. The banks and credit card companies are not your friends. They helped you get into this mess. There'll be little help to get you out of it. You've seen the ads on TV and the internet that there's some companies that claim they can reduce your debt and reduce your interest rates. Be careful, they may not be able to deliver what they promise, and there could be negative consequences for many of these programs. Keep in mind that just because a company claims to be nonprofit doesn't mean they work for free. It should be very clear to you by now, you're on your own. Do you realize how expensive debt is? I received my credit card bill for last month. I owe $2,383.95. My interest rate is 12.99%, which is a pretty low rate for a credit card. I'm sure the banks will be raising that interest rate very soon. My bill says I'll need to make a minimum payment of $47. Now, if I don't pay the balance in full, but make the minimum payment this month and every month in the future, it will take me 74 months, that's 6.2 years, to pay this balance off. And that's if I don't charge anything else on the credit card. Over the 6.2 years, I'll pay the bank $3,476.68. My interest expense will be $1,092.73, which is 46% more than the beginning balance. Think about this the next time you walk through the mall and you see that 20, 30, 40% off sign. If you finance the purchase of that sale item with your credit card, you could very easily pay much more than the retail price for that item because of the interest charges. I'm here to offer my help. Keep in mind that I'm not a magician, nor can I create money out of thin air. I can't even force you to be an adult to take control of your finances. What I can do is give you the tools and the support that you need to become debt-free. This program requires that you avoid, if possible, any additional debt in the future. You'll need to stop or reduce the use of your credit cards. You are not required to pay more towards your debt than you pay now, but we'll be asking you to maintain that same level of repayment throughout the program. If you have additional money that you're willing to commit to the program, you'll reduce the time to pay off and increase your savings even more. The last and most important requirement of the program is a commitment from you to follow the plan as closely as you can and take control of your financial life. You'll access this program from any internet connection. We will not ask you for any personal information, and no one other than you will be able to access your account. We will not share any of your information with any third party. Let me show you how the program works. In the future, you can avoid this video and go directly to the login screen if you'd like. So let's log into your account now. We are now at the data input screen. We've itemized the debts by category. We treat all your debt the same, so if you put credit card information into an area designated for auto loans, for instance, it won't affect our calculations or your payoff plan. Get your statements and records together so that you can accurately input each loan's terms. Let's begin by typing in each debt. Our first debt is a Visa card, which we'll name Visa 0123. It has a balance of $1,102.70. It has a minimum payment amount of $55.14. And it has an interest rate of 20.19%. Now we'll calculate the time till payoff, so you don't need to. Our second debt is also a Visa. We'll name this one Visa 3210. It currently has a balance of $387. It has a minimum payment of $19.35. And it has an interest rate of 23.5%. I've added the last four numbers to each Visa card's name to identify the individual card. You can use any naming method that you want, but please don't use the full account number. Now let's add in an auto loan. You could name your auto loan Chrysler Credit, Credit Union. In this case, we're going to name it Honda. And it currently has a loan balance of $8,410. It has a monthly payment of $205.31 and an interest rate at 8%. Now all of the other items on the input screen would be entered exactly the same way, whether it's a student loan or a second mortgage, HELOC, or some other type of debt. I'm not going to ask you to watch me type in a bunch of debt, so I'm going to pull up a file that I've previously saved that already has all the debt in place. Notice we have a good cross section. We have 4 credit cards and a second mortgage and a car and a student loan. We even have a loan down here from Mom. Notice that we've filled out the number of months until payoff. And also notice that when we're putting in dollar figures, we're not putting in commas. We are putting in periods to separate dollars from cents, but commas aren't necessary. One other thing to notice is that while we do have an area for home equity lines of credit and for second mortgages, we don't have an area for your first mortgage home loan. We have another product that is much more effective dealing with a first mortgage and will accelerate the payoff of your mortgage much quicker than this product will. This is designed for consumer debt.